Yeah, we got lots to say. Now here's Bobby and Matt.
Hey, everybody, welcome. A couple things I want to talk about. I did text you and got no response.
You text me?
Yeah, I pulled it up to make sure. On Thursday at 6:14 p.m., the text that I sent you was...
I don't even know.
Hope you got to feeling better, man. Going to be an awesome weekend at the Hall of Fame. And because you were sick whenever you were here.
Yeah, and I obviously wasn't feeling better because that's why I didn't respond to you.
Yeah, I didn't know you didn't go till just now before we came on.
I was planning on it. I had the trip all set up. I was supposed to leave Friday night, get into Cleveland. I was staying down close to Canton. I was going to rent a car, drive down there, go to the ceremony. But, like, I've just been wiped out by this deal and just felt awful. From the shivers to this to that to the cough. Finally, I went into the doctor, got like a full breathing treatment yesterday. She's like, yeah, you've got walking pneumonia. So
Dang.
I was like, gosh, and I felt so bad because I really wanted to be there for Jared because Jared's a good friend of mine. He invited me up to go to not only the ceremony, but also they're having a dinner after. And the fact that I wasn't able to make that kills me. But I just knew that there was no way I wouldn't have any energy, or I just felt awful.
What's more bothersome to you, that you missed that or you didn't respond to my text?
Probably that I missed that. But fact that I didn't respond to your text, I apologize. But I do appreciate you reaching out. Like, that's true friendship. And the fact that I didn't even acknowledge or even know that you text me is pretty bad on my part.
Make sure it went through. Because I never believe
it definitely went through.
Yeah, I think so, too.
I don't even know how, how I missed it.
Listen, if you're sick, I get it. But I was thinking about you, and I was like, dang, because you were ill last show, and you nutted up, you got through it, and was like, man, I hope you feel better, good luck. And you came in today, and you look good.
Yeah, I feel better.
You sound 65% better.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. I knew it was coming.
You know, I had to throw out that little cough right there. Yeah, I mean.
You have to call in sick. That's when you cough, when you call in sick.
You never call in sick, right? I'm always like, if I can go, I can go. So, just kind of been dealing with that. Energy level's been, I think the worst part is like the nights where you've got the cough when every time you lay down, and it just, you can't fall asleep, and it's just nonstop. So I've had like 2-3 hours of sleep for the last week and a half. It's been brutal.
You lay down, and it's like all the mucus in your chest, it decides to take a different path than the one it's been taking standing up. When you've cleared out your breathing, you cleared out your lungs, and you lay down, and it goes, I think I'll drop down to a different part of the room. And then it gets all in your crap, and you're,
and then,
sucks. I'm sorry,
and then you start gagging. So too
walking
much
pneumonia, huh?
Walking pneumonia. I don't even know what that means. It just means that you've got a bad cough, and it's in your chest. That's what I think it means. Why do they call it walking pneumonia, though?
Because I think you're still functioning with it.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I think you're able to walk around.
Well, I got on the treadmill because the only thing I know how to try to get through, like, feeling
You got
bad.
on the treadmill?
You're
holding yourself back now.
Just to, like, walk it out and, like, sweat.
No, it's not called walk it out pneumonia. It's called you have walking pneumonia.
Well, I know that, but like, my mentality is always just, like, push through, figure out a way to, like, sweat, get it out of your system, but I don't know. My wife walked in and goes, what are you doing? You're supposed to be resting. I was like, I can't. I can't just sit there.
I looked it up. They call it walking pneumonia because it's a milder form of pneumonia that people can often still walk around with, as in they're sick, but not sick enough to be bedridden or hospitalized.
Perfect. So it's a baby.
It is called atypical pneumonia. But you're an adult. Like, that sucks. Like, adult illnesses are like adult injuries. Like, the older you get, dude, they hurt. Everything hurts. I had a specialist come over to work on my back from when I tweaked it playing pickleball.
Oh, I remember you saying that the last episode.
Dr. Jeremy came over, worked on me, and he's like, dude, your back is doing the right thing. It's protecting the muscles that it tweaked.
Right.
So it's tightened to make sure those muscles aren't injured. He was walking me through the physiology of the body. And so we do all this stuff. And he's like, I don't know if one session is going to work. You might need one more. And I've been using them for years, so I don't think he's trying to one more session me.
I was going to say, is he one more session?
Yeah.
It might take two, might take three.
Yes. If it were my first time with him, I would be like, what are you up to now?
Questionable.
It's 70% better, but it's adult injured. Meaning when I get injured now, I just feel like that body part's going to be injured the rest of my life. There you go. I can't get him laughing. I'll start coughing.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, I'm usually one of those people that just push. I have a high pain tolerance. I always have for some reason. So if something bugs me, I just kind of try to push through and figure it out.
Are you contagious?
What? Walking pneumonia?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It says yes.
I don't know.
It says, I thought you would know that before you came over here.
No.
It's contagious. Yes, it's spread through coughing or sneezing, especially in crowded places like schools or offices or podcasts with another really good-looking co-host. I can't get him laugh. He's going to cough.
With great hair. Yeah, well.
Have a drink of water. Which, by the way, I don't put any product in my hair.
I walked in today. I was like, all right, what do you put in your hair? Because I'm always trying to find something, the next best thing, kind of fuller, richer, something. He goes, nothing. I go, oh, my God.
Yeah, I put nothing in my hair. Two things. One, I'll talk hair, then I'm going to talk bath again.
Oh, my gosh.
I got a little something to bring up.
Bath.
Well, so, yeah, I don't put anything in my hair. I don't ever fix my hair, ever, unless it's going to be on camera, then someone will do it for me.
Of course.
And that's it. So my hair never gets fixed. There's no product in ever for anything unless it's getting fixed by somebody. This is the weird life that I live now, that I don't care. However, when I do care, I care a whole lot, and I pay somebody to do it.
That's smart.
And that's it.
I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm like, okay, should I put glue in today? Should I put hairspray after? Should I put a thickening thing? Like, whatever it takes to keep it in place. Because I just got the free flowing hair and probably a little bit softening of the bald spot in the back that I got to cover up a little bit.
It's the one place I'm out geneticking him. Yeah. And every other thing he's got me. He's 6'5", whatever you are, 6'5", like Greek god. And I'm like, hey, I'm 6 foot, 6'1", and
great hair, though.
Tall shoes,
great hair.
But great freaking hair.
Great
That's right.
Hair.
The other thing, and I was actually going to bring this up about text messaging. I'm not going to say who it is. And I wonder if this ever happens in your life.
Okay.
Where people will show up and act like they're your friend whenever they can get something from you. Now, I'll give you an example. I will not say who it is. There is an artist, I'd say very famous artist, that we are very friendly outside of whatever I have going professionally. And
so you have a personal relationship.
Ish. More than just professional, but I wouldn't say full-on friend.
Okay.
Like, I have friends in this business that if the business went away, they would still be my friend.
Got it.
There's a couple. One of my best friends is Brett Eldridge, who's the singer. That dude and I will be friends forever.
Right.
There are some, though, that are in that mix of, if my job went away, would we still be friendly? I don't know. And this person is very, very famous, but I would consider friendly in that mix of, and I reached out to them probably 6 weeks or so ago, and I was like, hey, you should come on this show.
Right.
Our podcast. And no response. And I was like, all right. Oh. And I try not to keep friends with people that don't respond to text messages generally. Unless they're sick. Unless they're sick. No, unless they're sick.
I'm gone.
No.
You're good.
Because I respond to text messages. Like, I do give that respect for the most part, where someone's like, hey, can you do this? Will you do this? Hey, what's up? I try to give something back.
Right.
And so I messaged him 5 or 6 weeks ago. Boom. I hit him again like 3 weeks ago. I was like, hey, no pressure, but you should come by and not a no or I can't or yes, just nothing. And then I get a message yesterday. Hey, brother, you're on my mind, so I thought I'd send you a text. What's happening? You good? And I know the whole reason is because there's new music out.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So you scratch my back, but I'm really only going to respond to you when you can do something for me. You can come. I can come on your show. You can promote me. You can do that. But you hit him up twice.
I hit him up as a friend.
As a friend, like, hey, why don't you come by and be on the podcast?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, because I felt like I could.
Right.
And if you ever need me for anything, hit me up.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever. But then it's like you just respond whenever. I know, like, the worst is when there's an artist, and I don't consider these people to be even my friendly friends. But if I get a message from somebody going like, hey, man, we should get together, maybe have a beer and talk. And I'm like, I don't drink, so you're full of crap. You don't even know me. You're not my friend.
Right.
So don't hit me up to be like, you want to have a beer, because I know what you're going to do. Hey, man, I got a tour. Would you promote it? Yeah. I got new music. Can I come on your show? But anyway, I was fired up before I walked in here because I got the hey, brother message. And I was like, dude, don't message me whenever you need something.
Were you thinking about me 6 weeks ago when I texted you?
Exactly.
Or 3 weeks ago when I texted you?
Exactly. And also, you can say no to anything, or I can't.
Why don't you just respond back like, really? Well, what were you thinking about when you thought of me today?
Okay.
Just let's play with it. Let's see.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Really? What were you thinking about when you thought of me?
This is awesome.
I almost don't want to even hop back in the mix with this person, but I'm going to for the sake of the bit.
Yeah.
Boom. Sent.
Yeah. Boom.
Then you got to ask him what he was wearing.
I sent.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's annoying. Did anyone ever do that in your especially when you were playing?
I think when you're playing, the locker room's one thing, but then it's the outside, right, of whether it's an agent or it's different people, part of the media that want a piece of you, that are calling you for one specific reason, or they give you the off the record, or they do those kind of things. So you always have to keep people at arm's length, and they could be people that you've known for years, but kind of similar to what you're saying. You think you know somebody, but then you really start to see their true colors when they need something, or they want a piece of information,
or they want tickets.
They want tickets, or anything like that. And that's just kind of part of being in the position that we've been in.
Did you ever get requests for like, hey, Matt, I've talked to you in a while. You good? Will you sign a ball and send it to me?
Oh, 100%. That happens all the time. Like, hey, is it okay if you sign a jersey, a ball? And at first, the awkward ones are the ones where they don't say, hey, I'm going to send you a jersey. Can you sign it?
Oh, they're
like, could you get me a jersey signed or a ball? And then, or if you're, especially when I was like playing with Brady or some of these guys that, Adrian Peterson, they're like, hey, Cass, any chance you could get Brady to sign a jersey for me? Like, and this is like not necessarily for charity or something where you can sell it.
Yeah.
This is like, can you go up to your teammate and ask them to sign a jersey for your buddy or somebody that you've known in your past that wants to give it to their, father-in-law for a present? And I'm like, gosh, that's just... And
that's awkward.
That's kind of when you don't respond as much, because it's like, I just don't know if that's cool.
I just asked if you were healthy.
Huh?
I didn't even ask you to get anything signed for me.
I would have
like,
signed
hey,
anything for you. I just would have asked you, do you have any medicine? What kind of cough medicine you take, dude? You look healthy.
What do you need? Let me tell you what we have.
Do you have all the methane blue and all that stuff?
I don't know what that is, so probably not. But we have a concierge doctor. Do you have one of those?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is... I was in a lot of different cities, and I would have to like call and try to get, if I would get sick, I'd have to call and be like, call my doctor. Can you prescribe medicine across 4 state lines? I'm in Wichita, Kansas, and I'm sick and have a show tonight. And my doctor was like, you need a concierge doctor because your schedule is so different and your needs are very different. And so that means I have a doctor that I pay, I think it's like $1,000 a month or something, and he's always available. My wife and I both. And he can prescribe things at any time, 24 hours. He only has so many families.
He can do it state lines too?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And what I was going to say is they gave us a pack, this big pack of, it's got like 40 numbers on it. And it's basically all the things that he thinks he'll need at some point. Uh-huh. It could be anything from stuff for nausea. It could be, but it's all in a pouch. And so I'll call and be like, hey.
They just give you like a full care package of medicine.
Yep.
That anywhere you go, you can just throw in your bag and be like, I'm a little nauseous after that fish.
Yep.
Boom.
And so you can call him and he'll go,
solid.
hey, check number 27. There's antibiotics in there at number 20. Or he can still call him in, or he can go check 27 or check 19. Or it's
That's
awesome.
crazy.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And
you must have got the platinum care.
I did.
I don't know which one I got.
I got the platinum misto care.
Yeah.
And so it's so easy when I'm on the road. Because I just take the bag.
Yeah,
I would have never even known about this, except my doctor was like, you're calling us at 8 p.m. Nobody's open, so you're going through the portal going, I'm sick, and I have a show. It's like, you'd need to invest in a concierge doctor.
Yeah.
And apparently they're starting to be more. Do you know anything about them, Kevin?
Never even heard of it until now.
I don't think I would have
amazing.
either, because it's mostly like like a traveling artist type thing, or a rich person thing. And at this point, I guess I'm both.
We both,
yeah. So I haven't always been. I didn't have health care for most of my life.
My cough is my laugh today.
Yes, but now I am. And so at first, when I had it, I wasn't that rich. I was like only kind of rich. But now it's like it's a lifesaver for anybody, even like athletes.
Oh, yeah. Anybody they'll come over and give you an IV.
I guess you have doctors with you too, though. You travel.
Yeah, if you're at a stadium or you're part of a team or organization, they have doctors there on a daily basis and trainers and everything else. So that was your concierge. But then after you're done,
concierge.
Then after you're done, you start to realize, oh man, I got to go to the doctor and make an appointment and do all that. That's a life changer right there. When everything was at the tip of your fingertips. When you could just go anywhere and just make one phone call and they get you right in front of the line, boom, boom, boom. And then all of a sudden you become a normal civilian. You're like, this sucks. Because you're spoiled. You're spoiled for 14 years of playing in the NFL where any care that you needed, any back issue or anything like that, they'd immediately put you to the front of the line and get you what you needed.
You need Dr. Jeremy to come over and hook you up?
Crack your back, no problem. Oh, we've got a masseuse right over there.
Oh, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? And you've
Yeah.
earned it, so it's not like you're being spoiled for no reason. It's not like you're a Saudi prince born into it. You earned it by working and being good enough to be an elite athlete and at the professional level.
Yeah, but still, you're spoiled.
Oh, yeah.
Because you take it for granted when you're there. You're like, oh, this is the life.
I think I would get used to snacks all the time.
Oh, they got a lot of that.
That would be what I would be spoiled by.
The mess hall is awesome.
It's just the ability to have constant food and snacks.
Oh, you come in for breakfast and they've got pancakes. They've got the omelet station. They've got scrambled eggs. They've got bacon, everything. And then they've got the fruit bar. And then you come in for lunch and they've got paninis, or they've got the fish of the day, the meat of the day. I mean, it is a different way of living.
We're going to talk to Nick Sirianni in a little bit. That's your boy.
That's my boy.
Yeah, super cool for him to come on. So we'll talk to Nick coming up in just a few minutes. We'll take a break and be back after this. The Browns and Colts both released their quarterback depth chart. And so I've got some questions for you.
Yep.
The Browns released theirs, and Flacco's at 1.
Right.
Pickett, Gabriel, and Shedeur. And that's the order for 2, 3, and 4. But all of those guys, 2, 3, and 4, hamstring, arm soreness.
Right.
So they just signed Snoop Huntley.
I know.
So now they have 5, 6 if you include Deshaun Watson, which you shouldn't because he's never going to play again there, but he's still on the team even though he's injured. Okay, arms.
That's a lot of quarterbacks.
Arm soreness. Tell me about arm soreness, because if I work out hard, I'm sore, but that's like lactic acid sore.
Right. I mean, you can get arm soreness for sure, especially early on in camp. And usually it's a byproduct of just the volume of throws that you're having, because you're going through from drill to drill to drill to drill. You're throwing one-on-ones, you're throwing individual routes, then you go to team periods, 7-on-7. And so a lot of these, especially with young guys in particular, you're staying after, for a guy like Shedeur, I would guess, that is trying to get some extra reps at the end of practice, kind of just visualization, throw into a spot. It might be, so you're pushing yourself to get your arm in shape, but your arm's not there yet, just based on the volume of throws. And so a lot of times you don't calculate that, and you're not on a pitch count like they do for baseball. So you naturally will get some I used to get arm soreness in the back, but again, the biggest part of being a quarterback is you have this prehab routine that you do, which is different shoulder exercises to help to build the back of your shoulder to protect your elbow, but also get in the ice, get in there, get ice, get rubbed down, do all those things. And sometimes for young quarterbacks, it takes them a little bit of time and maturity to figure that out, and not just say, look, I'm young, I'm good. And so that can happen. Then hamstrings. Oh, man, I've never really had a hamstring, to be honest with you, because I'm not a Ferrari. I was more of like a glider, you know? I was more of like
that's a good one, a glider.
A truck,
yeah.
You know, where I can kind of get going once I'm going, but I'm not going to like take off and be like the twitchiest athlete, where these guys nowadays, I know Dylan Gabriel and Kenny Pickett can probably run around a little bit as well, but the hamstring is foreign to me, especially in practice, because practice is one of those things where you're not running like a lot of quarterback designed runs, I'm guessing. Now, you might do some of these zone reads and stuff to get a feel in some of these run periods to keep the defense honest. But the only time you're really running is, say, the defense covers everybody and you're trying to keep the play alive, which we always try to do to keep it realistic, and you run and then you take off running in like a 7-on-7. So pulling your hamstring, I don't really know how you do that all the time, but people do it, and it's probably because they're just superior athletes than what I was.
If I were to make a prediction of how the Browns quarterback situation is going to turn out, I would say this. I would say Joe Flacco is very much a serviceable quarterback and should be the starter, because I think he's better than the other 3 quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. And he will start barring an injury. I think what will happen is, if the Browns lose some games, I think you'll see Dylan Gabriel up next. I don't think Kenny Pickett really ever gets to play. I don't see how or why Kenny Pickett would ever be involved. They drafted 2 quarterbacks, right. 1 in the 3rd round, Shedeur in the 5th. They have Joe Flacco. Kenny Pickett's kind of in a weird purgatory.
He is. I mean, and that's the crazy part about Kenny Pickett, is because he was a first-rounder himself, right? And he goes to Pittsburgh, and at that point, he played a little bit in Pittsburgh, I think his rookie year, and was hurt with some concussions and stuff like that. I believe that's what he had. Nonetheless, he kind of fell out of favor there, and now you're in a position with the Browns where you're kind of that middleman. You're competing, but you bring in 2 young guns to kind of take that position, because they don't want to probably pay a veteran guy, even though he's probably cheap right now. But this is his opportunity. If he can go in and actually beat out Joe Flacco, and they think that they can give him a lift, this would be his opportunity. But like you said, if they start Joe Flacco and then they start to falter at some point in the season, they're going to want to take a look at one of these young guys and see what they have. The other very interesting part about the quarterback situation, when you have 4 guys, you don't dress all 4 of those guys for the game. So they're going to have to make a decision, whether it's Dylan, Shedeur, who's going to dress for the game as an emergency quarterback. Because not all 4 quarterbacks are coming to the game dressed up, ready to rock and roll. So it's not like you're going to be sitting there, should we put Shedeur in? You're going to know pretty soon when they have to put out the game list of who's going to be up and eligible for the game, who's going to be available to play.
And I've never been interested in the Browns quarterback situation, just generally speaking.
Right.
It's really something I don't invest a lot of time in. This one's very interesting. I think Flacco starts the first 4 or 5 games. I think the Browns don't win much. They want to take a look at their other guys, but I think the guys you want to take a look at aren't Kenny Pickett. I think the guys you want to take a look at and give snaps to once the season's over or once the season is not trending in the direction that you want, and it's not going to be. The Browns are not going to be good this year, is Dylan Gabriel. And then if he doesn't do well, which I'm betting he won't at first because he's a rookie, no other reason that he's a rookie. Then you go to Shedeur, and he's not going to do well either because he's a rookie. He might have little pops, and then you're kind of going to be back at square one again without really giving either of these rookie quarterbacks a for real look because there's another rookie quarterback right over the shoulder if it doesn't go well.
Right.
And I think Pickett is just there floundering going, what's happening?
Right.
There's no reason to give him any snaps.
Well, the biggest thing, too, is you're going to have 3 preseason games, right? So these guys are going to get a majority of those snaps if they can go. Obviously, you've got hamstrings more of an issue than shoulder soreness. I'm sorry. Like, you can play with shoulder soreness. Why is that so hard
May
to
not
say?
be able to say it. It's your walking pneumonia. You said it great when you were healthy 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I did. But when you talk about a hamstring, if a guy has a tweaked hamstring, he won't be able to go. And these preseason games are going to be pivotal to kind of determine that depth chart because those guys will get a majority of the snaps. They know what Joe Flacco can do. They know what he's been able to do. And so they're going to want to see these guys in action and even give them reps with the first team, say the second preseason game, the third preseason game, just to see how they respond, how they control the huddle, and how they go out and run this offense. So it's really important for these guys all to go out and play well in the preseason.
I would think if Kenny Pickett wasn't injured, he'd be perfect trade bait for a team that just needed a quarterback to get through the year.
Right. I think he's in a great position right now to be that guy that gets traded for a team that maybe needs a
even
solid,
mid-season injury,
even an injury where you can come in and play. He's played before, or a guy that they don't have a lot of trust in their backup quarterback. They got a young backup quarterback that they need to bring in a guy that's got some experience that adds to the room. That he's a guy that's definitely would be available. And then you also have the 2 young guys, and that also comes with the belief of what do you see in these young guys with Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders.
And I think you have to look at them in order to see.
You have to see him play.
Yeah. The other quarterback story I want to talk about is the Colts. They released their depth chart, and number 1 is Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, big or.
And I think it's going to be Daniel Jones. But, I mean, are they just not wanting to hurt Anthony Richardson's feelings? Like, why would you or if you really felt – because Daniel Jones is taking more of the first-team snaps right now.
Right, especially with Anthony Richardson out with the shoulder. So, I mean – I think it's going to come down to camp as well. And you don't know how, from day to day, right? You're seeing these guys, you're being evaluated, everything from the 2-minute drill to the 7-on-7 to the 11-on-11. And so you don't know, we don't have boots on the ground to see these guys perform day in and day out to see what the evaluation's taking place. Because you can hear the rumors and all this, but a lot of times all you hear on the social media pages and stuff is, oh, well, so-and-so threw a pick. They don't also talk about like the great throw he had over the middle with pressure in his face. So you just never know how it's going to work out. Anthony Richardson is a physical freak. Like, he's a guy that still needs development. Daniel Jones is a guy that I think can resurrect his career, and also somebody that I think could go and win a lot of ball games for this team.
I think so too. I think Daniel Jones can be a really good quarterback in a really good system.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can be a good quarterback in a really good system.
I do too. He's got a great skill set, throws a beautiful ball. He can do it with his feet. He's not the freakish athlete that Anthony Richardson is, but he's more polished as a pure passer.
I'll also say he's more of a freakish athlete than I think most people will give him credit for because he's white.
Yeah.
We think he's not a runner because he looks like a slow white guy. Everything about him says slow white guy quarterback.
But you take off,
but
and
he
you
also
see some
runs.
of these runs where he
runs
busts out and he goes for like 40, and you're like, oh, dang.
I think Anthony Richardson can be a really good quarterback. I think that what we're seeing now more and more of in the NFL, aside from the Jaden Daniels or the C.J. Strouds, which they're anomalies in themselves.
Yep.
Although C.J. Stroud year 2 wasn't the best, still good.
Right.
I say it's rookie quarterback comes on, they play him immediately, they fail, then they sit back a year in order to appease the fan base to get it, and then they get to come back after playing and learning and then sitting and learning,
right.
which is opposed to sitting and learning and then playing.
Right.
I think this is kind of the new on schedule. You're a rookie, you're drafted high, we're going to play you. Well, didn't work out. You're not right now the version of Jaden or CJ Stroud. So now we're going to bench you behind somebody else, and eventually you will get another look somewhere else or with us.
Right. And that's the tough part about these organizations where you're in dire need of a quarterback to come in and play right away. And sometimes you'll go out and take a flyer early. Anthony Richardson, I don't think anybody believed that he was going to go as high as he did, but he went out to the combine and performed the way that he did and showed these freakish qualities. And he probably wasn't ready when they put him into play. And great examples, like back in the day, you had a guy like Carson Palmer, who was my teammate, sat behind Kurt Kintna for an entire year, didn't play. He was the number 1 overall draft pick. So general philosophy on how to develop these guys has changed, where they were willing to sit and let this guy learn how to be a professional, understand the offensive scheme, and develop and mature as a quarterback, and then go in when you're ready to play, maybe year 2. But then now you're kind of forced into action right away, and it's either sink or swim. And when they don't do well, they're like, oh, well, he's a bust. No, he's not. He's still developing. He's a young kid that's learning the game, the speed of the game, all the intricate details of the defense, offense, and how to be successful, that it takes time on not necessarily the best teams, bad teams at times, to be a really good quarterback.
I think you lose value a bit, too, as a rookie quarterback your second year if you suck again.
Yes.
And so your ceiling in the eyes of the other teams falls a bit, where if you go 1 year and you kind of suck, but he also didn't always suck, right? The thing I didn't like was him coming out of the game because he was tired. That's still weird to me.
That was so weird.
But extremely dynamic at times too,
yes.
right? And so I think his value, even to be traded, is still extremely high because of the potential. If he came out year 2 and sucked as well, year 2 immediately, I think his value drops.
Right.
To trade to somebody else.
Yeah.
So if Daniel Jones is your guy, you don't play Anthony Richardson, you trade him, you get a 3rd and a 4th round pick,
right?
And you have your quarterback, and you move your old quarterback for something in the future, which are, I just made up those numbers, 3rd and 4th round pick. But they have Riley Leonard, who was at Notre Dame.
Right, he was at Notre Dame.
As the number 2. Listen, if you're behind an or, you're number 3.
You're number 3.
You're not the number 2 quarterback. You're the number 3 quarterback. And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's 2 guys in front of me.
Yes. Because the word or there, they're not both one.
Yeah, just like if they go with Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson's not going to drop down to 3.
Correct. That's funny. Not going to happen.
Anthony Richardson is named the star. Daniel Jones is not dropping down to 3.
That's right.
So, but
Riley Leonard, you're number 3, buddy. You may be there, but you're number 3 right now. So that's what's up. Those are the quarterback situations.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I did see your boy Brady is getting a statue.
Yeah, I hope they put the one of him at the combine.
I saw you tweet that.
Yeah,
funny.
Just full on caveman style.
That picture you posted, though,
good looking.
The picture you posted was so fuzzy. Did you pick a bad picture from the internet?
Yeah, somebody did.
Were you sick?
Yeah, I was sick. I was hooped up on codeine and cough medicine. This looks funny. Does it? No, it's grainy.
It did. It was still funny, though. The Patriots will unveil the bronze Brady statue ahead of their preseason opener on Friday versus the Commanders. Brady and Robert Kraft are expected to speak at the ceremony. I have other statues that should exist, but for non-football reasons.
I love this.
Okay.
Let's go.
So I made this list.
Take a little sip of water.
Yeah, have a little sip there for your for your walking pneumonia. Ah, yeah, I get you a drink.
Right now, I'm a sitting pneumonia.
Number 1, I'll tell you who, and then I'll tell you why they deserve a statue.
Okay.
Mark Sanchez. To commemorate the most graceful self-sack in NFL history, the butt fumble.
How great would that statue be of him just like starting to go like this? And
Yep. Right into the butt.
just right into the butt.
There's a butt.
Down,
there's a butt there.
Ball kind of coming out.
Mm-hmm. It's, mid-dive. He's right into the butt. You see him, and then you just see the butt, and that's the statue.
It's amazing how he just gets waylaid with that all the time.
Yeah, it's memorable.
It's a memorable
It's
moment.
a core Sanchez memory. And he did lead them to the playoffs.
Yeah, they went to the AFC Championship.
Yeah. Number 2, Tony Romo. Ooh. Not for his quarterback play, though.
Oh, gosh.
Tony Romo will be like the thinker. He has his hand on his chest for being able to pick plays in the booth. So he's like the thinker, but he's wearing a headset.
Wearing a headset. I mean, when he came on the scene, dude, and he was talking about the stuff that we kind of talked about, but was able to articulate it and saying, hey, look at the safety went out with the tight end on the outside. That's your one-on-one matchup. And then they'd throw it to him, and everybody's like, oh, my God.
They made him stop.
Huh?
They asked him to stop doing that.
Really?
Because it was so on.
Yeah.
And him predicting plays was kind of killing some of the what's going to happen next. They asked him to stop predicting plays.
Oh, wow.
Because it was unbelievable how good he was. And he probably still would be, but they had him stop doing that so much.
Yeah, he had a beautiful, I played with him, and he has a beautiful football mind. Like,
really?
Just really understood the game.
What kind of guy was Tony Romo just to hang around with?
Big me guy. Liked himself some Romo.
Is he a jacked up dude?
I'd say he's fit, not jacked.
It's crazy coming from a small college. You think of like he's the underdog. I bet he's like about everybody else. But I can see that now, especially like when I watch some of his social media stuff. He seems like a big me guy.
Yeah, he's a me guy, but at the same time, a great dude. Like,
I think most quarterbacks have to be me guys.
Yeah, great dude, great interactions with the team, definite leader of the team, everything like that, but like to tell Tony Romo stories.
Oddly, I like to tell Tony Romo stories too. Yeah, Tony Romo and I have that in common. Next up, Phillip Rivers. And his statue would be yelling, "Dadgummit," and have 9 little statues around him. Yeah. And there'd be a van maybe in the background.
They do have 9, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't had any more since.
I think he has a grandkid now too.
A grandkid?
I'm almost positive that Phillip Rivers has a grandkid now.
Wow.
You may fact check me on that, please.
Yep, he's a grandfather.
Yeah.
How old is his oldest?
Son a year ago, making Rivers a grandfather, 42. Doesn't say her
So
age.
if he's 42, and let's just say he had, is it a girl?
Yes.
Had her at 22. So she's 20. So
yeah.
That's not teen mom.
She was born in 2002, so she's 23.
There you go.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the statue would have 9 kids around. But I
9
guess
kids. And a little grandchild with him holding it.
That's true. Yeah, but would you have a kid hold? Because I don't want them all to be like in the young stage.
Oh, you want them to like full adults?
No, I want all the statue kids to be young children.
Yes.
So Rivers would have to be a younger Rivers in the statue.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. No grandkids yet. This is like
no grandkids.
Yeah, in the statue.
Yeah.
Next up, Jay Cutler.
Yes, smoking Jay Cutler.
Yeah, that's exactly it. For achieving the rare NFL feat of looking like he could not care any less, his bronze would be him like laying back on a beach, smoking a cigarette or a vape.
Oh, dude, I love
eyes
that.
halfway closed.
Love that. Just he had that face that just was like, this is awful.
I want to say something about Jay Cutler. I've been able to spend a little bit of time around Jay Cutler, and he's a large guy.
Yeah.
And he doesn't seem like he would be this exceptional athlete, but god dang, he is. He was Mr. Basketball in Indiana.
Was he really? I did not know that.
Fact check me, but I think he was Mr. Basketball and possibly Mr. Football as well. And I played in a celebrity softball game against him, one of the things. And these games get heated later in the game.
I'm sure they do.
At the beginning part of the game, everybody's having a good time. It's for a charity.
Yeah.
It was hot near the end, and I was playing against Cutler's team. And so I think I was playing first base or something, and our pitcher, whatever, I go in to pitch. And Cutler had smashed 2 balls. And I'm like, I'm not throwing him a pitch. So I just take the ball and throw it on the ground to walk him on purpose.
Oh, you're going to walk him?
He golfed a home run.
No way.
It bounced up just a little. He reached down and went whack.
That's pretty savage right there.
That's when I was like, this guy, I don't care how many cigarettes he smokes, like, dude is A-plus athlete.
A-plus athlete.
A-plus. What do you see?
He was not Mr. Basketball, but he was All-State.
In basketball?
Yeah, in
All-State.
Okay. Well,
and he also
good
had
enough.
an
Close
absolute cannon for an arm. Like, the guy could rip it anywhere on the field. It was impressive to watch.
2 more statues.
2 more.
Terrell Owens, but he's doing sit-ups on the sidewalk.
Oh, I like that one. Mm-hmm. That was a memorable moment.
Yeah,
during training camp.
Shirtless sit-ups in the driving way.
Taking interviews. Why not?
And then finally, Aaron Rodgers. Now, this one's going to take a little bit of work because you have to build it like a cave-type place.
Oh.
His darkness cave retreat.
Okay.
Yeah, so his statue, there's a cave, like a hole, and then you don't actually see him unless you go in. and then you have to go in, and it's very dark, and it's hard to see him.
Does he have like long hair?
He does. It's long-haired Aaron, and he's back in the back of the cave in dark.
Yes. And then what was the Castaway where they've got like the little volleyball?
Oh, yeah.
They called, what they
Wilson?
Call it? Wilson.
Yeah.
Wilson!
And there's like a sign behind him that says no vaccines.
No vaccines.
Yeah.
No vaccines, smoke this.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Some ayahuasca.
Yes. That would probably be good for my walking pneumonia.
Yeah, I probably would.
Yeah.
I'd probably feel better anyway.
All right. Welcome to the show. One of my good friends, Super Bowl winning coach, Nick Sirianni.
Yeah,
Nick.
Thank you. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations. What a year, buddy. What a year.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was awesome.
Yeah, let's talk about this. I mean, you go into last year high expectations, but to go and finish it in the fashion that you did, kind of going out and beating a team that beat you 2 years ago in the Super Bowl, and to go out and do it against the Chiefs and really just dominate them from the jump. Talk to me about that whole experience and what it was like for you, your family, everybody else.
I mean, it was a special ride. Anytime you have a season like that, you think back and, man, what a special ride it was. And you think about the journey, right? Because the journey was special. The relationships that you have, and the wins that you have, and the locker room celebrations you have, and the tough practices, and when things didn't go good, the adversity that you had. And so it was a special ride as far as just the being with the guys on the team, and then to think about all the celebrations that happened afterwards, whether it was my kids coming on the field after the game, or hugging my parents, or kissing my wife after the game, or the parade, or all those things. It was special. But, obviously now, we're on to the new season. We're in the middle of training camp, and it's tough to look back. You'll always have the ability to look back. It was a special ride, but we're trying to get ready for this season now, and hopefully we can continue to get better.
How hard is it to come down from the highs of the highs? What you just said, like the parade, all those different memorable moments. When do you know that like you're getting back into the season mode, ready to rock and roll, and are able to put that behind you?
Gosh, it happened so quick, right? I mean, in our case, Kellen Moore gets the job day after the game, it felt like, or whenever that was. I don't quite recall. I know he wasn't at the parade. I'm still mad at him for not coming to the parade.
Yeah, he should have been there.
Kellen, but he was getting ready. But it happened so quick, like, so you go through it, and because you got to replace coaches, you got to get good coaches in, because we got a lot of really good players, but our job as coaches is to develop those guys, and getting the right guys in here is such an important job that, because our quarterback coach left, how important that position is to fill the quarterback position, the coach. And so, you have to turn the page fast. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't go to the ring ceremony and celebrate the year, as or the parade and celebrate that and have a great time that day. But, it happens quick, and especially on a short off season, you're watching draft guys. I mean, that's what I felt like when we got off the plane from New Orleans. I'm like, man, I got a lot of draft guys to watch and free agents to watch. And so it goes quick, but you still enjoy those moments, as that you go through, when you in the celebration.
Coach, when you hire a new coordinator, because obviously you're coming off a Super Bowl win, you want to keep as much of what allowed you to win as possible, but you have somebody new coming in. Is it a hybrid, like with language, with what you're doing offensively, and what the new guy brings, also with what the new guy you want him to keep doing that you guys did?
Yeah, Kevin Patullo has been here. He was the receiver coach with us when I was the coordinator in Indianapolis. Matter of fact, Matt, he was the quality control at Kansas City before I was the quality control.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, he's a Chan Gailey guy. So actually, I knew Kevin all the way back then when Chan was getting ready. We were getting ready for the season. Like, hey, why don't you call Kevin and get this? And so I had a relationship there, and then we had an opportunity to hire Kevin in Indy, and so we were together all through that. And then he's been here all five. He's my right hand man. He's been here all 4 years here, going on our 5th year here. So this is my 8th year with Kevin. And he's seen the things that have worked here. He's seen the things that have not worked. He's been through evolutions of the offense, and he obviously has ideas that he has too. And so, I think it was a seamless transition there, and Kellen's obviously a great coach, but a really easy transition there with Kevin being the coordinator. His relationship with the players, it's almost like you started. I mean, when you're able to promote guys within the building, I always think that's the best way to go about it. And Kevin's a star, and I see how hungry he is. I'm really looking forward to. I've really enjoyed watching him coach in this role that he's in now, and look forward to the things that he's going to do.
Talk about good coordinator hires. Vic Fangio last year, right? He comes in. Talk to us about what he brought. And then also you guys obviously lost some guys, Milton Williams, Darius Slay in this offseason. How do you replace guys like that were major contributors on the defensive side?
Yeah, Vic, he's been doing this at such a high level for such a long time. What I love about Vic is that he is somebody that continues to grow in his field. He's always looking for ways to get better. I can't walk by his office without tape being played in there. He's in there watching tape at all times. He's just in this. He just has what we want as an organization, as a team, this growth mindset that regardless of how good his defenses have been, he's just looking for ways to grow. Regardless of how we've been in the past, we're just looking for ways to grow. So he fits so well into that culture, our culture here, of what we want to be. And obviously his resume speaks for itself. Like, he's been a good coordinator for decades. I mean, that's I've been in the NFL for 15 years. Vic's been a good coordinator for decades, multiple. And that's unbelievable. That's what that's such a comforting thing as a head coach when you have somebody on the other side of the ball that is that good at their job. As far as, the guys that, when you go through this whole thing, you have great relationships with your players. That's what we want it to be like. You can have it. I always say you can have a ton of fun. You can have great relationships and still be highly demanding. And so you develop these great relationships, and then the guys, leave for different reasons. And that's always hard, especially when you go through an awesome journey like we went through last year. So I'll dearly miss those guys, and I'm watching them and hoping that they do their best and play the same type of football they played while they were here. I think there's always a little reflection of the former coaches when they go out and play, right? Are they still, I'm always looking to, are they tackling well? Are they getting off blocks well? They, all those things, that's a reflection of us. I'm always rooting for them in that manner, but we'll definitely miss them. But really excited about, there's nobody as good at their job in this world as Howie Roseman as a GM. And so, he brought in a lot of good guys and good pieces for us to be able to work with. And our job as coaches is to put them in positions to succeed with our schemes, but also help them develop as players with their fundamentals and all the things in their detail and, all those different things. And so that's what's awesome. And you're constantly just trying to form a team. This is a new team. How do we become a team every single day? And so that's what's been really fun about training camp so far. Is this a new ride, new journey, new mountain to climb, however you want to say it. How are we getting a little bit better each day?
Coach, what's your philosophy on fights in camp? Seems like they happen everywhere, and mostly guys just get irritated at practicing all the time and like to play games. I don't know. What's a real fight and what's just a camp fight?
Yeah, in a game, we try to play it by the rules as much as we do in a game, right? Whether that's jumping off sides, holding, defensive holding, offensive holding, whatever it may be. We have officials out there at practice, and we want to play by the same rules you have on the field. So, anytime you're swinging or you're throwing a punch or you're anything like that, that's going to be a penalty, and you're not going to be in the game anymore. So, that's our role. Now, this is football. There's always going to be some pushing and shoving that happens. There's always going to be some trash talk and different things like that. But our job as players and as coaches is to play, within the rules of the game. And so, in practice, that we expect the same things when it comes to fighting as we do with the rules of the game, because we know that tempers can always run high. This is a very emotional game. I would be a liar if I told you I'm not emotional. I think you guys know I'm emotional. And so I want our guys to be emotional. I want them to show their personality, but we have to do it all in the rules in the game. And that same thing applies in fighting. And so you're looking to get great, you're looking to have great competitiveness, right? With a bunch of guys who have been winning their entire lives and want to win each drill and want to win each period. You're looking for them to play with great physicality, right? With great temperament while keeping their emotions in check. It's hard. It's not easy. But we know this too, that it's not the best groups of individuals that wins. It's the best teams that win. And constantly you're trying to come together as a team. And so that's our philosophy. That's a good question. That's our philosophy on fighting in camp.
Okay, Mr. Philosophy, can you tell me how many times you've blown up this camp on another coach? Come on, you've had to have that moment. I know you're an emotional roller coaster at times. You definitely have hit the red.
I have. I think Danny Woodhead. I don't know. You know Danny.
Yeah, I know Danny.
He used to call me the tornado. He said, "Oh boy, Sirianni's about to snap." You go, "Ooh!" He'd do the tornado sound like that. Have I had a tornado moment in camp? I would say no, but I would assume that maybe some of the assistant coaches would say yes.
If not, it's coming.
I think that music sometimes is so loud out there that I save a lot of my emotion and our corrections on tape for the film room, and I think we do a good job of correcting it and setting the standard in there. And I do get, you know what though, as emotion, like I feel like I get just as excited about the good stuff as I do angry about the bad stuff. I can say that about myself. So there's been a couple tornado sightings, as Danny Woodhead likes to put it.
So I've heard about this guy that used to wear cutoffs, and they called him Pipes because his arms were so freaking big. I'm curious to know about who this Pipes guy was back in the day that Cassel tells me about.
Yeah, that's the guy that played small school college football.
3-time national champion.
Yeah. And before the demands of a coach, where you don't get to, everything I read now when I'm trying to lose some of the body fat that I have now and some of the weight that I have now, everything's like, oh, okay, you got to eat right. Well, that doesn't happen in the season. You got to sleep well. That doesn't happen in the season. You got to eliminate stress. That doesn't happen in the season. And so my Pipes days are over because of the long journey in the coaching world I have.
No chance. You definitely have a barbell in your office and just totally pull up your arms right after a long day.
I'm not lying. I got to pull up bars.
Yeah, I knew it for sure. Hey, do you ever get pissed off hearing everybody critique Jalen Hurts as like a game manager and he's just the guy, he's lucky he's got because the fact of the matter is the dude is an absolute stud.
An absolute stud. I love Jalen. He does, and I love his selflessness. He'll do anything. All he cares about is winning, and he'll do anything we need to do to win. If that's throw it 50 times, he's in. If that's Saquon run it 50 times, that's in. If that's him run it 50 times, he's in. And that's the job of a quarterback, right? The job of the quarterback is to raise the level of everybody on the field, and to play winning football, to take care of the football, and to win football games. That's the main thing. The main thing is to win football games. That I wish that was like you're a major league baseball pitcher. You get a win, right? It's a team game, but that guy gets a win. Well, that's a quarterback stat too. You get the win. It's your win. Right. And so, man, I wish that was a stat. Maybe we could put that in there. And so, and Jalen does nothing but win. And I love that his selflessness. Again, I can't say enough because, again, he just will do anything he needs to do to win the game. And man, he is a really good football player, and he just keeps getting better. And that's his attitude. I love his attitude with that. How do I get better? How do I get better? And it becomes, when you answer that question a lot, you get frustrated. There's times where you're like, Stop asking me that, right? And so I love how you asked it, Matt, about, he is a stud. He's a stud, and he just wins, and he just keeps getting better, and somehow we have to get the stat of wins, just like a starting pitcher is in baseball.
Your first month of the season, that's a tough stretch. Would you rather have that front loaded or back loaded?
This year, we play the Cowboys week 1, and then I don't know after that.
Okay, stop it.
I swear to God, who do we play second?
You played Cowboys, at Chiefs, Rams, at Bucks. Pretty good schedule to start the season. They really wanted to hey.
I know you're like, this guy's full of shit. He knows his schedule. I swear, we play the first game against the Cowboys on Thursday night, and we'll figure out the rest after that. That doesn't mean you don't do some work on some teams in the summer and this and that. I get that. But you can't win the first one until you can't win the second one, and you can't play the second one until you play the first one. So all our, I did so much reflection on the year. I did so much, hey, what does sustained success look like? And coming off of a win, talking to national championship and Super Bowl winning coaches and different things and Super Bowl winning players, all those different things. And I think that there's 2 mistakes that teams make, and one is looking too far ahead, right? How are we going to repeat? Well, if you don't go through your steps that you go through every single day in training camp in the season, then none of that matters, right? And so it's all about the daily work. And then other teams that have failed in that aspect, they might rest on their laurels too much and think about the past and this and that. So our job is to focus completely on where we are, completely on what we're doing. And that's all we're focused on. And if I'm trying to tell those guys that at all times and I'm living differently, then I'm full of shit. So we are focused one day at a time. That's not coach talk. It's boring. It's not cool. It's not cool for the podcast. I get it, but it's truly how we live, and it's how we want to live. And it is truly about trying to get a little better each day. I know this, we did a good job of taking the football away last year. But if we do the same job of taking the football away or protecting the football this year, the way we did last year, that's not going to be good enough, right? Because everybody that plays this is going to be thinking, how do I protect the ball better? How do I take the ball away better against this team? And so we got to get better at that. And that's really where, that's really where we are. That's the philosophy.
That's the philosophy. Who's your favorite quarterback you've ever been around and got the privilege to coach?
Jalen Hurts.
Oh, that hurt my soul. Are you kidding me right now?
We had some good times. I had a lot. It was a fun quarterback room. I think when I first got there, it was like I was in the quarterback room with you, Chan, Brody Croyle. We had Engel Martin.
And Tyler Thigpen.
You had a Southern California guy, a Buffalo, New York guy, and 3 guys from South.
Like the twang and everything else. And then
everything.
And Chan then left a week before season. So then you became our quarterback coach. Technically, I mean, you were our quarterback coach all year, but you really weren't there originally to be our quarterback coach. That was the craziest thing about it. And then what? Joel Collier came in, and you guys kind of quasi just sat in the room with us for a while. And I was like, "What is going on right now?"
But we had some good times. I talked about the journey of different seasons, especially when you have success. One of my favorite seasons is that 2010 season.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. I mean, that was an awesome way the way we would pull out wins, winning that division. You played unbelievable. You had some big time games, big time throws. I'm thinking about the throw on the couple throws that come to my mind. You had one to Bo against Minnesota on an in cut that Bo, it was a strike. You were like,
Tampa
coming off the mound.
Oh yeah.
Like, what? And you ripped that thing in there, and then he took off, and he broke a tackle and took off. And then I think about the throw you made. I think you got smoked on it, if I remember right. It was the Tony Moiaki on Topper. It was on the Wildcat pass.
Wow. Oh, yes. When they threw it back to me and I threw it down the field. That was the Dwayne, too.
Yeah. Oh, that was sick. I mean, I was just thinking about those two when I was, when we were talking about getting ready for this podcast. Those are the two that really came to mind. But we had so many. That was a fun year.
Yeah, we had so many of those moments together. Tell me more, Nick. Tell me more. Make me feel good.
Let me ask this, Coach. This is a final question for you because we know you're a busy guy. I'm looking at your resume and you obviously started back where you played and you slowly made your way up like a lot of coaches do. But when did it become a reality that you could actually be a head coach? And also, what did you not expect about being a head coach that's happening now?
Yeah, good question.
That's two.
I know. I haven't got one good question.
Yeah.
He hasn't said one good question to me. Every one of yours that came out, great question. Pondering here.
Well, I don't know Bobby like I know you. I'm trying to get on his good side right here. So I don't know. My dad was a head football coach, and then for 12 years or so at our high school, and then he was the head track coach for like 46 years. Then my one brother has been a head college coach for the last 25 years. My other brother was a head high school coach at our high school, same place where my dad coached, also there as well. And so it's almost like I always thought I would be a head coach and wanted to be a head coach, but then you get into, when you become a position coach, all your focus is on how do you help the guys achieve the goals. Like I look at the coaches I had, Jason Candle was one of my position coaches in college, who's the head coach now at Toledo. And his job was always to get me better, right? And I've had some great position coaches, and so it's always like, how do I help the guys that I'm position coach for achieve all the goals that I would want as a player, right? And so you get into that, and I think really when you're a quarterback coach, like whether it was in Kansas City or when I was a quarterback coach with the Chargers, gosh, like Matt Cassel, like, and Phillip Rivers, those guys, you have to go through so many things just to give them one little nugget. Like you're studying your butt off just to see, man, can I help this guy? How can I help this guy who's seen so much football, who's played so much football, who's been around all these good football minds? That's what you're thinking about. And so almost a little bit of it, you don't, that's all you're thinking about. And then it's somewhere along the line in San Diego, I got around Gus Bradley, who I think the world of Gus Bradley. And he talked to me about and he was our defensive coordinator there, but I'd have conversations with him just about developing the team and developing men. Right. And that's where I really started to like really find it fascinating and of how you develop a team. And then I'd start reaching out to different coaches, this and that. So I think somewhere around, maybe I always thought I wanted to be a head coach, but you get so that court, man, is it high maintenance? Bobby, is it the word high maintenance? Is that what the word we're looking for Cassel?
If we're talking about Matt, yes. Yeah, of course.
I got to get out of here pretty soon. I got a mani-pedi.
So I think somewhere along the lines in San Diego is like, and Gus Bradley really helped me with that. Frank Reich really helped me with that. Of like, hey, being a head coach, I think that's where it kind of started to some thoughts started to take place with that.
What's been the craziest part though that you didn't expect as a head coach? It could even be the phone calls you have to make,
or the fans,
or the media.
Yeah,
the podcast. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's you have you like, I would say that your whole life you're training to become a better quarterback coach or a better coordinator or the philosophies of a head coach or whatever it may be. And then all of a sudden, and as a coordinator in Indianapolis, right, you do media once a week in the season, but then boom, you're doing media every single day. This is something like, that's not something you've trained for. I think that was probably the biggest thing of like, having those obligations every single day. This and that. Now, I like you guys probably know my first press conference in Philly didn't go so good. They didn't like it all that much. but again, that's not what you're focusing on. So I think that's probably the one thing that now in year 4, year 5, when you do it 7 days a week, hopefully you're getting better at it. Hopefully as you go. So I think that's probably the one area, the commitment and the time commitment to the media, and trying to help those guys do their job because they have a job to do.
Nick, thank you very much for coming on. Lots to say. And I appreciate you. I love you. And we'll have you on again next week for another recap. Okay, because I know it took about 3 months to get your ass on here, but I do appreciate you coming on, brother. I know you're a busy man, and good luck this season, especially that first game, because you don't know anybody else
not a game
after
2.
that.
You don't even. There's no game 2.
We got to get through game 1 before we get through game 2.
I know you guys are gonna. I'm gonna leave this call, and you're like, that guy was 40.
Yeah, that's true. We are going to do that.
100%. I hope so. I hope so.
It was fun. Matt, always a pleasure talking to you. You, man, everybody I know this, I'm not embarrassing, but everybody that I've been around that's coached him, even Jason Michael here, everyone loves Matt Cassel. He's was a professional, great football player. Everyone comes away from their time with Matt Cassel like, man, that dude's awesome. So I appreciate the time we had together.
Love you, brother.
Thanks, Coach.
Gosh, brought a tear to my eye.
Bye, Coach. Thanks to Coach Sirianni for coming. And we're not going to cut this out, but I don't know why some old dude was singing Creed over the top.
Oh, my gosh. Did you hear that?
Yes.
It was like I was like, where did this come from?
I didn't know if that was like somebody in the background. And
Kevin, roll Creed.
Kevin, what happened?
It was Scuba Steve, the EP for the radio show.
Yeah.
He is at the studio tracking, doing some stuff for his radio show, and we are still piped in.
Oh, we're connected
from doing the show a few days ago.
I was so confused.
Me too.
Does he know?
I just texted him. I was like, hey, are you at the studio right now?
Did you tell him why?
Yes. Yes. I sent him a picture.
That was unbelievable.
But Nick just kept going.
He just kept going.
I don't think he heard him because that wasn't coming to the Zoom. Right.
Oh.
Only we heard him through our headphones.
Oh, man, that was hilarious.
Yeah, let's see if Scuba answers here. Because I heard it, and being a professional, you just have to keep going.
Yeah.
But I didn't know where it was coming from, but I wanted to laugh because I didn't know if there was somebody in the back of Coach Sirianni's room singing it too, like with arms wide open.
With arms wide open.
Thank you guys for being here. We'll be back next week. That is Matt Cassel. That is Kickoff Kevin running the Creed board over there. Brandon Ray running all the video. I'm Bobby Bones. We've had lots to say. See you guys next week.